Paul Sereno, he sits the guy down, one of these great paleontologists. He's got his own learning center. And he's like, what do you think is the best dinosaur? And he pulls all this crap out about how you can't pick your favorite child. Are you kidding me? Of course you can, especially when they've been dead for a really long time. So, yeah, not to be too, morbid about it, but come on, they're beautiful. They're demons that used to walk the earth, and now you can walk right over there to the Children's Museum and buy a plush one for your kid, and they don't know it's a demon. It's a wonderful process. What do you guys think is the best dinosaur?
T-Rex.
T-Rex. Okay, I get it. Okay, a lot of people like the T-Rex because he's a carnivore and he's gigantic. But just image map it in your head for a second. It can't open a fruit cup, so how scary could it possibly be? What about its cousin, the Giganotosaurus? Bigger, more useful forearms. They were less spork-like. Same basic concept. And even then, if you want a big badass, what about Spinosaurus? Because he was the tallest carnivore ever to walk the planet. Biggest badass ever. But if you're the biggest badass ever, why he had a giant decorative sail on his back? What are you talking about? Why are you showing off? You can already rip anything apart with your hands. What are you balding? Or like driving a Porsche out small as your penis, midlife crisisosaurus? What else? Raptor? Which raptor? There's a whole bunch of raptors. That's a whole... What do you mean you don't know? I'm talking about what is the best dinosaur. You just saw one once? You saw what movie? Jurassic Park? Okay, because if you saw Jurassic Park, you saw something they called a velociraptor. And let me tell you, a velociraptor is the Tanya Harding of the dinosaur kingdom. Because I grew up, again, in the 80s. So I fell in love with this beautiful creature called Deinonychus. Is anyone here familiar with Deinonychus? Okay, look, it was in a bunch of color forms and stuff. I'm not making it up. But it was 10 to 15 feet tall. It could drop kick the head off an Apatosaurus. It was beautiful, okay? And when I was a little kid, I was like, this is my guy. And then that horrible piece of junk movie came out where Steven Spielberg actually had to sit down Michael Crichton. And he was like, all right, in the book you have this thing called Velociraptor, but they're too small. We'll make it look exactly like its beloved cousin, the Deinonychus, which a bunch of real kids actually like, and they won't make up a story about it 20 years later. It's an actual dinosaur. Velociraptor was this big. It was tiny. It was nothing. It was a scavenger. It evolved into a goose. It was nothing. If you encountered it in the wild, it wouldn't be like it was in the movie where his buddy distracts you and he sneaks up behind you and unfurls your entrails and you're like, clever girl. No! If you encountered one in the wild, it would have just been like this. Oh, hey, fucker. So that's it. What else? What do you think is the best dinosaur? Come on.
Triceratops.
Triceratops. Again, don't you even listen to your own radio station? They discovered a Triceratops is just a juvenile Torosaurus. That's all it is. It's not even a real dinosaur anymore. And even then, if you want a big spiky-faced dinosaur, what about Styracosaurus? What are you going to say?
Yeah, which I do. I want one with big horns.
You want the Styracosaurus? Okay. It's got 9 freaking spikes sticking out of its face. But even then, if you're in the raptor family, you could easily sneak up behind it and unfurl its entrails. No problem. Big bag of meat in the back. You can't stand in a circle forever. What else? Brachiosaurus. Look, I see where you're going with this. You want a peaceful dinosaur. It's got a long neck, majestic. And at least the Brachiosaurus has a crest on its head, so it has one tiny, unique feature. But if you want something with this giant... There's nothing that special about it. It's got a nostril on top of its head. There's no pool deep enough for that actually to matter. Why not just pick something that's got a slightly more distinguishing feature, like a Margosaurus? A Margosaurus is a long-necked herbivore, and it had giant muscular spines sticking out. But then, to say it, it's a Margosaurus. My uvula sticks to my tonsils when I say it. It's disgusting. I'm going to dry heave right now. I won't never say it again. What else?
Stegosaurus.
Pterodactyl is a winged reptile, not a real dinosaur. Who said that? You don't just read up, okay? Plesiosaurus, marine reptile, not a real dinosaur. What did you say?
Stegosaurus.
Oh, yes. Okay, good. He wasn't going to try and come back from Styracosaurus with Stegosaurus. I get it. Okay, it's very peaceful. It's still an herbivore. And it's very special. It's got bony plates sticking out of its back and a spiky tail. But the fossil records show it is the dumbest thing ever to walk the planet. It had a brain the size of a walnut, and it was bigger than an elephant. It was so dumb, it actually, the fossil records show it had a second brain in its stomach to control its tail. It had an ass brain, so you can't be the best dinosaur with a social obstacle like that. Anybody else? The one with the Hoover on its face? You don't know what it is? First of all, you couldn't at least say duck-billed dinosaur. The one with the Hoover on it, you think that's the best dinosaur, the one that's got a face similar to a home electronic?
Yes.
Okay, well, first of all, you're very vague for something. Maybe you're not as passionate about it as I am, which is understandable. Clearly, I do not look like an awesome person right now. I look like a weird, sweaty person. But a duck-billed dinosaur, okay. Does anyone here know any duck-billed dinosaur species? Okay, probably the most fancy-pantsy one is called Parasaurolophus. It had the big, giant zoob tube stuck on its head. People said it made exotic mating calls with it. But, like, we don't know what those were. It's like, I can't throw anything. I'm a big pussy. Like, that's what it probably did with its giant head tube. So it's called you could at least go duck-billed dinosaur next time. Or Hadrosaurus, that's another big one. Anybody else?
Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus is a fake dinosaur, okay? Yeah, you. See, this is a learned station. People are frightened by me, yes, but they actually know what they're Jesus. Brontosaurus, somebody stole a skull from a Chasmosaurus, put it on an incomplete Apatosaurus skeleton in the 1800s, and they hoodwinked us for over 100 years. It was actually like OCD scientists tried to pull it from popular culture, got the U.S. Postal Service to recall Brontosaurus postage stamps because they were that obsessed with erasing it from popular culture. So while I understand, yeah, like I would love if we could one day sit down with a cloned Fred Flintstone and eat a Brontosaurus burger made from cloned meat we found from a mosquito trapped in amber, but no, that day will never come. It's a fake dinosaur. The dream has been forever dashed. What else? Anybody? Dino, come on. From the Flintstones, it's your favorite dinosaur? You think it's the best dinosaur?
He has the most personality.
He has the most personality, but he's essentially Beethoven. I mean, he probably didn't live very long. They probably had to put in like 6 different dinos in that cartoon. Very depressing backstory. What else? Anybody? WBEZ. The best dinosaur is Ankylosaurus. It's the fused lizard. It's completely armored. Just kneel down and take a nap. 33 predators could attack him at once. He'd just swing his little club tail around. Nobody could, steal his lunch money and throw him in a dumpster and call him a fag. I think I scared you guys with this bit. But one time I did this bit, and I tried to start it up in a comedy club, and this woman in the back, as soon as I was like, hey, you guys like dinosaurs? A bunch of people cheered because it's populist love for dinosaurs that I rely on. And then this one woman in the back who is clearly hammered starts going, no, I hate them, please don't talk about them. I'm like, what? Did Land Before Time 1 through 6 do to you? It hurt you so. And that was like all she understood about it. It was clearly just this weird base reaction she had to it. But I couldn't just launch in the bit. So I was like, all right, lady, why don't you want to talk about dinosaurs? What's the matter with you? And she goes, they're cute and they're gone now. So I said, what, do you also hate John Benet Ramsey? It's the same basic principle. I'm just saying, look, embrace our sorrow. Move on, right? Joy. Let's find joy in life. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I'm Dan Telfer. Have fun.